Hi everybody. I have decided that I'm going to take you to a ghost town. It's called Unionville Ghost Town. And this was a little mining ghost town. And it's actually today called a living ghost town because there's still like 20 people that live out there. God knows why. It's out in the middle of nothing. And I don't know what they do out there except unless they like being like me and being a hermit. It was founded in 1861, and it was actually the county seat for Pershing County for a little while between 1863 and 1870. In its heyday, its population was about 1,500 residents. Most came to mine the rich gold ore that was in the canyons, and there's still an awful lot of gold out there, but it's mostly... It has to be processed, and the process to get the gold would be worth more than the gold itself. So it's just still out there. But there are people that go out there and poke around the hills, and they do bring a little bit of gold home. And there still are some prospectors out there. Probably the prospectors are those 20 people that live out there. And in fact, it was at one time it was so reputable that some famous residents lived out there. You always hear, all over the West, you hear that Mark Twain lived here, Mark Twain stopped here, and I'm not sure how all of it is true, but there's a claim that Mark Twain was also in this little town of Unionville. And he could have been, who knows, but almost every town in the West says Mark Twain was there, so, who knows. There was a large presence of Chinese laborers there when the mines were still going pretty well. So, and that's about all the history there is on it. It wasn't around for very long, but there is still some buildings and things out there to see. I would love to find a mine shaft that we could investigate, but I'm not sure if that's possible. And there are still people doing some mining up there, some prospectors, and trust me, you don't want to mess with their property because they will shoot you. So we're going to take a ride out there and at least get a look at the ghost town. Hopefully we don't run into any problems with the prospectors out there because they can be pretty aggressive. So we'll take you out there and see what we find. It could be quite an adventure. Here we go. Okay, we did find a little spot in our Unionville travels. I don't think this is the old ghost town that I was looking for. And we can't get it any closer than this to this old church, but it's still worth noting. So our trip wasn't a complete washout. And as I walk along this fence here, we can see some old trucks and stuff. The wind's starting to howl. There's some old trucks there. I've got these all fenced in so you can't get into them. Really like that. Really like that old truck right there. Looks like these guys have been sitting here for a while. We had quite a wild ride up on the mountain there, and the directions they gave us didn't quite pan out. Isn't that a cool little truck? That's a dump truck. Awesome.
Look at the deer we found. Of course, they're pretty rough and you can't really see it, but they're still pretty cool.
They are pretty.
Let's see if I can... Nope, that's it. That's it. You can't see how rough he really does look. But he sure is pretty.
This is a really pretty creek we found on our journey to find the elusive ghost town. But this is really a cute creek, and I love that sound. Love the sound. Lots of water come down here off the mountain. Lots of snow left. Look at the size of these footprints. That's my footprint on the right, and that one on the left. By George, I think we found Bigfoot. Okay, people, we made it back from our journey to look for Unionville, but I gotta tell you, coming over the top of that mountain in the snow and the wet and the thick mud was interesting. It was kind of scary. It was windy, and there were a few moments that really made me wonder if I was going to be able to get out of there. But I've learned my lesson. I will not go up in the mountains in this bad weather again. But it was an experience. It was quite an experience. Made Kelly and I both really nervous, and we're very happy to be back and that we didn't get stuck up there. I mean, I always take precautions. I've got my survival bag and all that stuff every time I go out, just in case. But we're back okay, and not going back up there till summertime when it gets a little more solid, because the roads were just mush and mud. And we slipped all over the place, and truck went sideways a couple times. So, yeah, can't really say we were scared, but it was very unnerving. So we did get some pictures, though, in the lower part, in the valley that we came down into. So I'm going to share those with you. And I guess we'll see you next time on our next adventure. You guys take care.